You're a mean one, Mr. Cat. You really are a cat. Please tell me why there's cat litter in my shoes, Mr. Cat. You're Steve the Cat. It's Steve the Cat. Bam, bam, dun, bam, bam, dun, batter, 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 dun. You see me now, a cat sitting on this gray sweatshirt. I'm a veteran of the tabletop role-playing game Culture Wars. At the end of the day, I just want some food. Oh, please don't let these shakes go on. What's up, nerds? It's me, Steve the Cat, broadcasting live from the floor of my owner's house here at Site B. Look at me, I'm being cute for Christmas. All right, enough of that nonsense. What's up, nerds? It's your boy, the OGGM, coming to you live, singing Friday. I get to sing to you. And it's time to be another episode of the Veterans of the OGL Wars. And right now, the current number one stories in the OGL Wars, the Edition Wars, the tabletop role-playing game Culture Wars is Goodman Games, Matt Colville Games, and a brand new list. But somebody asked me to check on DC20. Somebody said yesterday, actually, the one I'm really excited about is DC20. What's going on with DC20? So let's go to DC20's site and take a look what's going on with DC20, because somebody actually mentioned them yesterday. Was it yesterday? I want to say yesterday. DC20 is the RPG Heartbreaker 5e that is coming out from the Dungeon Coach. This site has not been updated since, this year. I mean, 2023, I think April. Let's see. He has a alpha test available still. It's $15. He's got some stuff coming out. Looks like he has some books that he's written in the past, or she or they. I don't know. I'm calling him he, but the Dungeon Coach could be a she, could be a they, could be a table. I don't know what you identify as. I identify as whatever, because that's a pronoun. So what is going on with his thing? He's got a game coming out, and you can there's a patron you can go to support it. He's got a YouTube where he talks about it. He's got a Discord where he talks about it. Looks like he's trying to get a playtest Kickstarter going. But that's about it. This site has not changed. What is it? It's December, so a while. Yeah, a while. The last time this changed was when he put this up, and that was August, I think. Yeah. So this is what's going on with DC20. I'm sure Dungeon Coach appreciates that you are excited about this. I remember a few months ago, the hubbub was this was going to be the game that killed 5e. And this is where things stand with DC20 from Dungeon Coach. Okay, let's go to the next big story. It is the big story of the week, other than the Goodman Games. And that's MCDM RPG, the game that does not have a name, unless, in fact, you're going to keep the name MCDM RPG, which, I'd be fine with if that was the name. Just the running tagline could be the game that has no name, or 5-year anniversary of MCDM. It's been 5 years. You've been playing this game. We've sold 10 million copies. It still doesn't have a name. There's a lot of ways you could run the does not have a name joke. My parents had a dog whose name was to be named later, because when they got him, they couldn't think of a name. And I think I just said, well, just say his name's to be named later. So his name was to be named later, which became Tubi. And that was the dog's name. And when everybody asked what the dog's name was, there was like, his name is to be named later. So it could just be the MCDM RPG to be named later. That could be fun to play with. It is currently at $2,088,893. It's got 12,148 backers, 28 days left. The big question, of course, is who are these people? other than people on the Matt. I mean, let's assume that 80% of them are people who are already Matt Colville fans, and we're going to support it because it's Matt Colville, right? I liked all your other stuff, Matt. You're doing this. I'll support it. Doesn't matter. I'll support you because I think your stuff is cool. Will you actually play this game? I don't know. Maybe I might play it. I might not, but I'll support it. Then maybe 5% are people who are like, wait, you're redoing 4th? Thank God. Oh my God, please. Yes, 4th. Oh God, please bring back 4th. Yes, and make it worth playing. And then the rest, I guess, are the same people who, a month ago were backing Adventure Conqueror Kings 2nd edition and telling you had to back this game. Same people who told you had to back Dragon Slayer from Gillespie and Shadow Dark and this one. And and a year ago, you people were saying I had to back Grim Gym City. So yeah. Now here the thing is, it's not finished. It's not even close to finish. Doesn't even have a name. And considering Matt Colville's track record, we might not actually see a physical product to 2025, if not later. So everybody's, this is going to be the tabletop role-playing game of the year. This is going to be the 5e killer. It's like, yeah, are we even going to see it in 2024? Plus, the guy wants $40 for the PDF. $40 for a PDF of a game I'm probably never going to play is too much. I'm sorry. If you want to send me a copy of something to review, if you got a quick start, or an alpha test, sure, Matt, I'll take a look at it. There's a lot about this game I'm curious about, mostly because please don't hold this against me. I liked 4th. I enjoyed playing 4th edition. I enjoyed running 4th edition. It was not D&D. That's true. The way 4th edition was laid out in the books was horrible. Awful. I mean, of all the awful things that are associated with 4E, the layout, the editing, the logic behind it was awful. But once you played 4E and understood 4E, 4E is definitely one of those games that had to be played to really understand the way it works. And once you're playing it, then you're like, oh, I get it now. Kind of like Savage Worlds. Savage Worlds makes no fucking sense on paper. You play it and you're like, oh, I get it now. 4th edition makes no sense on paper. Then you play it and you're like, oh, I get it now. Okay. So if the tagline is, let's take 4th edition D&D, or what we can use of it, and re-evaluate it, regenerate it, represent it in a playable way where it actually works and people won't be initially pissed off, that's a good thing, But all we know about it is it's a 2d6 system and it's all about killing monsters. And that's about it. Will it be out before 7.5e? At this rate, I don't think we'll see anything till 2025. Might see an alpha test late 2024. But yeah, I know people are like, this was like number 3 or 4 on most anticipated games of the year. I don't think it's coming out in 2024, guys. So I don't know why you're anticipated about it. Maybe we'll see an alpha test quick starter tail end of 2024, but I don't think it's going to be playable to 2025. I could be wrong. But the way it reads now, like it's, like somebody said, this isn't a game. It's just a bunch of catchphrases and word bubbles. I still don't know a lot about the game other than it's 2d6 plus a couple other dice. And it's cinematic combat. It's a lot of buzzwords. But it is gathering news. So, yeah. That's what's going on with that. The other one, of course, is Goodman Games, another veteran victim of the OGL wars, and the continuing story of Goodman Games. And the latest edition of the story is he apologized. And is it too late? So this comes to us, of course, from Tanker last night. Joe Goodman posted up a thing about, okay, I'm putting the names back. Now, a lot of people have gone through the edition in question that caused the uproar in the first place. And let's face it, this was cherry-picked. Just like the thing about the convention was cherry-picked. People who were already angry at Goodman Games went out of their way to find something and then cherry-picked it to present a case that made Joe Goodman look like a villain. But if you went through everything, you would have found out that, oh yeah, he still mentions the Appendix N. He still mentions the old school, and the names that were removed from the list are elsewhere in the book. I've had 2 other people text me going, no, the names are still there. He just moved them. And mostly people are like, he didn't do anything wrong. He didn't have to do it. There's nothing. He's not saying I hate the old school in here. He removed a couple names. One interesting theory that came up that I don't think anybody else has mentioned, including me, and I should have, is maybe he removed the names because of the copyright stuff. There's a whole bunch of stuff going on with those names, and with the Gygax estate and Troll Lord Games and their access to the Gygax estate, and Wizards of the Coast going after people who use those names and their chunk of the Gygax Arneson world. Maybe the reason why the names were removed had nothing to do with politics and everything to do with I don't want to get sued. Nobody mentioned that, but maybe that's why they're there. They were gone. I didn't even mention that. I didn't even think of that. And that's my fault. I apologize, because that's a logical reason why I would have, I don't want to get sued. I'm removing the names from now. I'm putting them in a different place, which is what he did, right? So anyways, Joe Goodman has since said, I'm putting the names back in. And a lot of people are saying, well, it's too late, dude. Damage is done. You're already on the list. Okay. So, yeah. Unfortunately for him, I'm glad he did it, because you know what? As Tanker said, your words do matter, guys. The fact that of which I hope I play a small part. Support me, Tanker's Tavern. Support me, Joe Goodman. Are you subscribed to my vlog, Tanker? I'm subscribed to yours. Yeah, right? Our words matter. The fact that we went out and said these things changed Mr. Goodman's mindset, and he's like, fine, I'm going to go back. The question is, of course, is there a way that he can acquiesce to everybody and do what he was trying to do? We know what he was trying to do. He just went about it the wrong way. Okay. What he could have done is, acknowledge the past, embrace the present, build towards the future. I had this conversation with somebody yesterday, and, another thing that came up was, you're gearing towards the current population, but you also have to think about the next one. So right now, your target audience is 18 through 30, 15 through maybe 15 through 30, right? You want to try and hit as many people in that box who will buy the product. People past 30, like me, we're not the target audience anymore. We're a dying breed. We're dying off. And the target audience today will be out of that demographic tomorrow. And there'll be a new target audience that's coming up, the target audience that is my niece and those kids. So you want to start thinking about the 7-year-olds who are going to be 15 and start buying tabletop role-playing games, and what language do I want to use for them? So you want to acknowledge the old farts, the Gygax people, meet my side of the world. You want to embrace the current people, the leftist Sparkle Troll 5e players. But you also want to think about the people that are going to come after them, because pretty soon those leftist 5e Sparkle Troll players are going to be out of the demographic. They're going to be the new old fucks. And then there's going to be a new group, these 7, 8, 9-year-olds who are going to be coming up, and you need to think about them. So hopefully that's what he is thinking. Who knows? I mean, that somebody brought it up. It's illogical. I mean, it's Wizards of the Coast, and now there's all sorts of new stuff because of Goodman Games and the Gygax stuff, and maybe they're just like, I don't know, safe or sorry. We'll never know. We'll never know the real reasons. We can speculate. Okay. So this led to another list. A link to this list are a friend of ours. Well, I don't know if we're still a friend. An individual who was upset by the stuff that Goodman Games decided to put a support these, don't support these lists together. And these are people whose politics agree with my politics, and if they don't agree with my politics, they're on a different list. We've seen lists like this before. These things are all basically just my opinion. There's nothing legal about this or whatever. But whatever, it does count as another veteran of the OGL war. So let's take a look at this list. There's a link down below if you want to go through the list. And yeah, are you on the list? Am I on the list? I probably am. I'm probably a bad guy. All right. So this person says heroes. So here, these are people who he thinks don't embrace the leftist garbage and just print good product. But that doesn't mean the people who are on this list don't embrace the right side garbage. You know, it just means this individual doesn't want you supporting people who embrace the leftist garbage. And this, first off, he has the middle of the road, the people who don't embrace any politics, at least the politics. Well, see, the trouble is, you know, he's saying, she's saying, they're saying, I don't agree with your politics, so you're a bad guy. But if I do agree with your politics, you're a good guy. Not that, you know, what we really want is people who don't put any politics in their games whatsoever. So Greg Gillespie, as far, I don't know. I've never spent any time with the individual. He seems like just, you know, his stuff's good, if a little clunky. Venger Satanis. Well, true, Venger Satanis doesn't lean towards the left, but he does lean towards the right. So, you know, does he keep his politics out of his game, though? Yes, he does. Troll Lord Games, definitely. Red Room, do they keep their politics out of their games? I'm not going to badmouth or goodmouth them because I work for them. So, Mad Scribe, don't know who that is. RPG Pundit, does he keep his politics out of his product? Yes, he does. I mean, he's very political. You know that. Palladium, yeah, I don't think there's any politics in theirs. Otterrock, don't know who they are. Oh, that's ACKS, of course. Frog God Games, does Frog God Games have politics in their stuff? No. Stars Without Numbers, Sin Nominee. Keeps his politics out of his game as far as I know. Ex-Basic Expert keeps his politics out of the game as far as I know. Victor Gorvajov, don't know his stuff. Kelsey, yep, the one winner. Then we have Cowards. People who may or may not be jumping over to the thing. Necrotic Gnome. To make OSE, they're, you know, may or may not be. Free League, because they're starting to put safety tools in their product. Their products are about kids. So, traders, people who were once on one side but then on a different side. Steve Jackson Games, do they even count? Have they even done anything relevant? Monty Cook is a proud leftist. I don't know, dude. It's just, there's plenty of reasons to not want to support Monty Cook, and hiring people who, you know, but yes, people in Monty Cook's employees have said some pretty bizarre things. Pinnacle, stage change stuff. Chaosium, Matt Coville, Catalyst Games, Goodman Games, because they removed Gygax and other stuff. Modifius, Darrington Press, because they're, you know, definitely openly leftists. Villains, Wizards of the Coast, because of all the shit they've said and all the shit that their employees have said. Definitely Wizards of the Coast. Paizo, I don't know. Green Ronin, I don't know. I'm more angry at Green Ronin of making promises that they didn't keep. Kobold Press, are they really bad guys? Evil Hat, definitely. I mean, the only one I would say definitely are villains on here from my point of view would be Wizards of the Coast and the shit they've said. And Evil Hat, you know, the whole Thirsty Swords lesbian shit. And I don't like you, don't buy my game. Onyx Peth, the company that makes Vampire, of course they would be leftist. I mean, there's all sorts of weird shit in Vampire that, you know, I don't know. This is one person's list. It's news. I don't really like it. Or dislike it. But politics seems it just goes to show us that, I was hoping the tabletop role-playing game culture war was coming to an end, but I guess it's just we had a Cold War, then we had a hot war. Now it looks like we're going back to the tabletop role-playing game Cold War, where we're just going to have a whole bunch of people angry at each other. And then we're just going to have people like me who are just like, stop, I just want to play. I don't care. I just want to play. And then we're going to have people like, over there who's like, I don't want you to buy my shit because I don't agree with your politics, which is just dumb. That's just dumb, dude. It's literally your job is to sell your shit. So to tell people don't buy my shit because you think, chickens and ducks should be able to live together and I don't. That's stupid. I care about the quality of your product. I don't care about what you think about gay marriage. But if you're telling me that if I don't support gay marriage, don't buy your shit because I'm a horrible, awful person, well, I'm not going to buy your shit simply because even if I do support gay marriage, which I do, because you're telling people don't buy my shit. And those are the worst villains. If you're actively saying, go fuck off and die if you don't agree with my politics and don't buy my stuff, well, you're the true villain because that's just dumb. So, yeah, the culture war is going to continue, which is why I put up the list. I don't agree with a lot of the lists, but hey, free press, he can put up his list. If I'm on that list, that's free press for me. So, yeah, hey, I'm on a list, free press. Maybe there'll be more people to my thing. Thank you. Yes, please mentioning my name. Please keep mentioning my name. Because it's free press. The best way to show us what's wrong with these guys is to not give them any press, right? Because how many of those companies I just say I'd never heard of before? And now I'm like, oh, well, now I'm curious to see who that is. So what if I see this company that you put on your list that you said don't support, and I'm like, well, I don't know who that is. I'm going to go over to their site. And then I go over to their site, and I'm like, what? But I want to buy this game. So, yes, the more press you give them, the better for them, even if that press is don't buy. I mean, for every time, J. Scott Garrity or Schoner or Condor DM or whoever else, or L or Shell and, all these other guys say shit about me, for every 5 people who go, you're totally right, the OGGM is an asshole, there's one person who goes, I don't know who that OGGM is. I'm going to go over a site and check him out. And then of those 5 people who came over from that list because Condor was calling me names, they go, oh, wait, I like the OGGM stuff. I don't care what you have to say. I'm going to sign up to his blog and support my stuff. So all you do by putting out these lists is put those names in people's brains, and then people are going to go, I don't know who that is. And then they come on over, and they're like, but wait, I like his stuff. So please put me on the list. Please give me free press. Please remember, I will sell out. I want you to come over to my site. I want you to buy my stuff. Anybody who tells you don't buy their merch, come over here. I will happily take your money for my merch because my politics shouldn't matter. All that should matter is the quality of my product. And if you're I don't care what Venger's politics is. I don't care what Steve Jackson's games politics is. I care about what they say. Wizards of the Coast is a villain because they allow Mackenzie and Kyle and all these other guys to say these horrible things. And they do these horrible things. Goodman Games, not because of what they did, because of the way they did it, made them out to be bad guys when it shouldn't have had to. But on the other hand, they're getting free press. So, I said this to somebody a year ago and 2 years ago and 3 years ago, and I'm going to say it again. The best way to hurt these people and fight this Cold War is to not give them any attention at all. To win without fighting is best. But, in this RPG culture war, I'm the small little South American country stuck in between these 2 big warring sides. And I'm just here in my little small island off the coast of Costa Rica going, actually, I just still want to play. Okay. The 5-year-old in me still just wants to play some fucking D&D. Can we just play? I haven't played in a year. I haven't played in a fucking year. I want to play. That's it for the RPG Culture Wars for this week. Who is the winner? Well, Matt Colville made $2 million in 24 hours. I think that makes him $1 million. The winner. Banana Public, yes. Always ignore what ruffles your feathers and use the parts of the priority I can mine for the table. Yes, all that really matters is what goes on your table. Absolutely. Absolutely. That's a horror. Yeah, but let's end this Friday on a happy note. This thing is still available for free. It is the place where you can find both the ORC and the SRD 5e in such a way that you could make product and hopefully, at least for now, protect yourself from any legal mumbo jumbo. So if you want something that allows you to use the ORC and the 5e thingy and make product for pretty much anybody who's making D20 stuff and even not D20 stuff, the Black Flag reference document is the best take I have found so far. Because, hey, you know, Paizo doesn't actually have a link to the ORC on their site, but Cobalt does. So that puts them gives them a plus in my book. Obviously, my list would just be buy Wretched because that's the company I work for. So the only product I think you should be buying is mine. Yeah, that's the list. That's the only list I care about. Buy my shit. It's Christmas. Buy my shit. Steve needs to eat. If you want to use the ORC, here's the link down below. If you want to check out what's going on with Goodman Games, I posted the link down below for that. If you want to take a look at you know how much money Matt Colville's making for a game that we might not even see, and down below, yep, it is. Please add link in description for this video. The links are, and I always put the links also in the comment section. Have a great day. I might do a live stream tonight. I might do a surprise, ask me anything, Minecraft live stream subathon tonight. So unless I'm helping my mom make latkes because it's Passover. That they might never see the product. That's, well, I mean, he's fulfilled every contract. He's fulfilled every Kickstart. Just some of them have taken a really long time. Aaron the Relentless said it best. Right now, this doesn't read as a game. It reads as a bunch of catchphrases. I would love to see a take on 4th edition that actually works and is playable and reads correctly, that doesn't upset everybody. Now, if people are jumping on this bandwagon and then, you know, this bandwagon doesn't come out to 2025, 2026, yeah, people are going to be like, dude, I waited too long. And I think the biggest fear is, why are you backing it? Are you backing it because you think you're going to play this, or you're just backing it because? Is this game going to sit and gather, you know, dust on my shelf like all the other games I had to buy? You know, I mean, I got, you know, when was the last time I played Call of Cthulhu or Shadow Dark or Castles and Crusades or Tales from the Loop? Did they just sit on my shelf gathering dust? You know, if we're looking at the most logical company to at least run parallel to 5e next year, it's Tales from the Valiant or Pathfinder 2nd Edition Remastered. I am losing faith in Daggerheart because they were at PAX and we still know less to nothing about Daggerheart. And because they're still pushing Candle Obscuri, and I don't think they should. But these are all things we can talk about tonight because I've already wasted a half an hour talking about this. Join me this evening, maybe, when we can just talk about this. And, I'll let people come on. I want to start doing this, these live talky things because apparently that's what gets you subs. So, yeah. Or maybe I'll just stop talking about this altogether and, spend all of 2024 just making Minecraft videos. See ya.